Hello everyone and welcome back to Oxford-Cambridge Varsity 2023, of course, another installment of this wonderful prestigious tournament. Smash Bros up next in the menu, and I've got two wonderful captains alongside me, of course, today. Now, in terms of Oxford's Smash presence, how are you feeling about this sort of style today against Cambridge?
I'd be telling a lie if I didn't say I was nervous, but I think one thing can lead to another. I think we've got this in the bag.
Fantastic. And Cambridge, now, in terms of, you're currently 1-0 up today. One Pokemon is the first series in slots. So, going into this, looks like it's 2-0, or you just want to, try and cruise?
I think it should be pretty smooth sailing. Yeah, I think. Well, we've got a lot of good players. And a lot of us go to tournaments, so it should be. I think we've got this. Basically, is what I'm saying.
Impressive. So, last but not least, some score predictions. What are you thinking today?
Ooh, overall. Ooh. I don't know. I think
It's a very straightforward question.
Oh, this event itself, or
Smash.
oh, Smash. Okay. I think it's going to come down to the line, but I think we might get it.
I love that chance.
Yeah.
And a score prediction from you as well.
Sorry.
Score prediction from you as well.
A score prediction. Into
Smash. How do you think it's going to go?
2-0.
Fair enough. Confident responses out of Cambridge. Oxford, I think I've got a strong chance of being a dark horse here. But now, of course, very good to our wonderful casters. We'll see you very soon for some more Smash Bros action.
Hey everyone, we're here with Smash Ultimate Crew Battles this afternoon. I'm NetBoy, one of your hosts, and Orange. So the format today is...
Yeah, so they're going to be doing a 3v3 crew battle as a best of 3 as well. So, not a lot of players, but very tightly contested, probably. It's going to be back and forth. Crew battle format's always fun. The crowd is always going to get into it as well. So
we might be getting a bit of trash talk, we'll see.
Yeah.
You never know.
That's always the thing in crew battles, and it's where you do have to be economic with your stocks, but I mean sometimes at least the high players where you just take a stock really early when you're at really high percent. That's a suicide kill. There's a lot of potential for that, and I'm looking forward to seeing what our players can give us because we've got some pretty good players on board.
Yeah, absolutely. Should we talk a bit about what a crew battle actually is?
Yes.
So everyone pulls together their stocks essentially. So we have 3 people on each team, and each player will start with 3 stocks. Is that right?
Yes.
And so the first player from Oxford will play against the first player from Cambridge, and whoever loses 3 stocks first will lose that match. And however many stocks the opponent has remaining, they'll keep and move on to the next match.
Yep.
So if I survive the match with 1 stock, I'll move on to the next match
With
starting
one stock.
with only
Yeah.
1. A huge disadvantage against the opponent who has 3.
Yeah, but then that also, it does reset your percent as well, so it gives you the
True.
opportunity to take their stock first before you lose your remaining one. And so, yeah, if you take more than 3, you're doing more than your job, essentially.
This can lead to some interesting things. You can take someone out with a suicide kill. As long as they die first, you're completely fine. You'll end up restored in your next match.
Yeah, I mean, another thing is that you are locked into your characters. So when you pick your character, I'm not sure if they have a list of characters already beforehand or not, but
There's a fair amount of variation here.
Yeah, the moment you picked it, you're locked into it for however many games you play after. But it looks from the players, they're mostly character loyalists, I have to say. So I don't think we're going to see a lot of wild picks, even though that does tend to happen in crew battles. They have their picks, Swiss Stack with the Sheik. I believe we have DB on the Kazuya. I'm not sure if they have.
Right, yeah, we have Podge with Greninja or maybe Puff. Who knows? We'll see. How crazy is he feeling?
I know there's one blue with Luigi, Deltaros and Corrin.
I think we might have one more Kazuya.
There's another Kazuya.
Is there 2 Kazuyas?
I don't know. That's kind of scary. I gotta hope they're on opposing teams, otherwise, 2 Kazuyas on the same crew.
Welcome to the trade.
Oh no. I think we have E3 on Wii Fit as well, so.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, mostly just solo mains. So we'll see how that matches up. But yeah,
It'll be
Kazuya
interesting.
crew battle is just insane.
I'd like to see a 3v3 all Kazuya crew battle at some point. Absolute insanity.
If they gentlemen to the King of Fighters stage, that'd be pretty good as well. Put stamina mode on and.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether we'll see sort of counter-picking players, because, as you say, these people kind of generally sticking to their own main. Who are they going to put in next to face against the previous opponent?
Yeah, I guess. And since it's only 3v3,
Yeah.
the first pick is huge, right? Because if you have kind of the counter pick advantage, you win the first game.
Yeah, and that's blind, isn't it?
Exactly.
Neither team knows which player is going to go in first from each.
Yeah, so any kind of advantage from the first game is huge because you only have 3 players on each side. So, as opposed to like much larger crew battles where like the first game doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
But
We have an anchor at the end normally picking up the slack, but in a 3v3, each match is going to matter a lot more. We're not going to see these huge differences compound as much as in a larger crew battle.
But yeah, you know, we're here at Red Bull Gaming Sphere.
Thanks very much to Red Bull for making this possible. It wouldn't be possible without them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great venue. There's a lot of events that happen here, like Smash tournaments, fighting game tournaments. So, yeah.
I'm very central in London, right next to London Bridge.
Exactly. But yeah, it's really cool that you know, the Oxford Cambridge Varsity is happening in London, I guess, because it gives kind of a neutral venue as opposed to playing in either side.
Not having home and away.
Yes, actually that would be kind of cool though.
Yeah,
you know?
defending or attacking, going in.
Yeah, actually, that could be an idea for next year.
Yeah, a bit once each year.
But yeah, I mean, London has all the good venues, so
I suppose sort of the easiest to get to for. This is during the vacation, so everybody's back home.
And I've heard it's easier probably to get to here than to travel between Oxford and Cambridge, right?
You'd have to come into London anyway.
Oh, is that okay? Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so yeah, it makes
come
it
into
easier.
London, go back out. So instead, we're just coming into London, which is nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the first time we're seeing Smash at Varsity.
For this, yeah, okay.
So this is pretty exciting. Hopefully, we'll see more Smash in the years to come. Might not be Ultimate anymore. Might be the new game whenever it comes out.
Because it has been out for like
It's
4.5 years. I think it's 4.5 years. 2018.
2018.
End of 2018.
Okay, so yeah,
right? So
nearly 5 years now. We might be seeing a new Switch. We might be seeing a new game.
it doesn't feel like that long because
I mean, 2 of those years kind of.
yeah, it doesn't count. It doesn't count. We don't talk about the years where Sonic dominated online, you know.
Oh yeah.
Um,
What tournaments?
yeah, it didn't happen.
But yeah, thankfully Smash has survived, and now it's stronger than ever. We sit here for the first time. Of course, there wasn't much opportunity to do it over COVID, but here we are.
Yeah, because other games you can play them online. I mean, like, you know, most of the games, you know, it's better to always have it in person, but they can be played online. We had Pokemon earlier, Cambridge won that.
Right.
I believe they had a lot of different formats, including VGC and like OU singles and whatever. And so, you know, we're continuing with Nintendo games going on to Smash. But it's quite different in a way. Smash is very fast paced.
Yeah.
I think even compared to the other esports, it's quite fast paced. Games go by quite quickly. There's very little lulls in action.
I think there's huge potential for comebacks in Smash that you might not see in other games. You can take stocks at low percents with a nice edge guard. Anything can change at any time, and that's what makes it so exciting.
Yeah, like the one thing I've always loved is, you know, like there's always games which can swing either way, but when they do, like in a last hit situation, when you get the kill, that's it. You know, like in other esports, like the swing moment might not be the game ender. Like it might be like a few minutes before it ends.
Yeah.
So it looks like we are gonna be ready to go very shortly. So here we go. As you say, Podge on the Greninja against Deltaros on the Corrin for the first game.
This is a pretty even matchup, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, Corrin is quite well balanced in all areas, but Greninja does tend to do well against Swordies. Historically very good against Lucina and Marth. But I think Corrin might have a slightly better time against Greninja because some of those areas just have larger hitboxes, can stuff out Greninja's low profile dash a lot better.
These massive disjoints we're seeing already.
Okay, yeah, we can see Podge trying to get this forward air or dash attack in. It's the main, neutral opening tools for Greninja. But so far, Deltaurus has done a great job at avoiding all of those.
Pretty even right now, trading blow for blow. But it looks like Deltaurus is going to have an opportunity to close out an edge guard here. Podge making it back.
Yeah, as long as Deltaurus avoids the impending probably down to up smash, that is probably at risk to kill right now. Ooh, brilliant pin there. Yeah,
Dragon lunge.
Yeah, that's one of the things you have to look out for against Corrin, because that's a burst option, really strong. Both the pin and the kick can kill.
Yeah.
And for character very grounded like Greninja, it's always going to be a threat to hit. So Podge's going to have to look out for that
again.
Because Deltaurus has taken the first stock of this crew battle. And you're going to see, ooh, bit of a mix-up there. Maybe tried to put Deltaurus on the platform there to hope for perhaps an up smash afterwards instead of the back throw for an edge guard. You see this offstage scenario.
Edge guard. Oh, what a great catch with the shuriken.
Yeah, Deltaurus stalling into that with the back here. Probably gonna have to look out for that further on because definitely avoidable the forward smash.
Okay, Podge is gonna have to be careful of the pin here.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Misses the neutral backer, gets another. This is a lot of good damage on to Podge right now.
What a great recovery, crossing him up.
Yeah, there's a lot of good angles you can do. And we see a pin, just barely misses with the pin. That would have definitely done it. Really unfortunate because, well, opportunity opened up with Podge missing that tech.
Oh, and there's the kick killing as you talked about earlier.
Yeah, I mean, the pin, such a good move.
One of Corrin's best, if not the best.
Yeah, we can see like a large lead has opened up here, Deltaurus, basically lapping Podge in percent here. And in a crew battle with only 9 stocks each, this is a huge lead. Let's see what Podge can do, starting to string some more hits together.
See whether Podge can get something started. Oh, but it seems like just the reverse.
Yeah, these platforms have... I mean, Greninja typically does not like the platforms, but this is a neutral stage, so it makes sense that we got here. But it has interrupted a lot of Podge's momentum, should we say. But if Podge can at least take the stock here, that would be very beneficial because being down 2 whole stocks in a crew battle is so devastating. We see down tilt, up air, not quite, but catches the landing with the forward smash. Great stuff from Deltaurus. Just great, awareness by them of catching landings and Podge's movement. Because we saw like a lot of those, it was 2 pins and a forward smash.
Yeah.
And it was at that kind of burst range where Corrin can threaten.
Yeah.
Maybe Podge wasn't quite aware of, the threat range of Corrin.
Yeah. Deltaurus earlier was telling me how the pin is entirely unreactable. And so to be able to threaten in that range is really strong and something they were really taking advantage of.
Yeah, and as Greninja, you do have the speed to stay out of that range and still whiff punish. But sometimes, like in slight advantage situations for Corrin, Deltaurus capitalized really well. And Podge just wasn't able to get that the advantage state Greninja is known for. Kind of the vortex, kind of like Fox in this game.
These long extended combos that we see from
Exactly.
Greninja, right?
Yeah, get a single hit, get a few combos, but it's a lot of like resets, following you in disadvantage. We didn't really see a lot of that, also not many edge guards. But we got to move on.
Be interesting to see who Oxford wants to take out next to play against Deltaurus.
Yeah, because I believe they have DB on Kazuya and one blue on Luigi. Both characters that might have a tough time against Corrin with those disjoints.
Yeah. Kazuya especially so, very stubby limbs, strong if he can get in, but against Corrin that's going to be tough.
Yeah, and Luigi also not the best movement speed. Actually, both of them devastating when they get a hit, especially a grab. But yeah, as you said, with the disjoints, it's how are you supposed to get it, right? But I can imagine they might save DB for the anchor. Kazuya is very good in that position.
Just wiping out stocks.
But yeah, we will have to see. It's not like a singles where you can, after losing a game, you can, as the losing player, you can think about what to do better in the next game, because I mean that's it.
It's not you anymore.
Yeah, I mean they can look forward to, as this is a best of 3 cruise format, they can look forward to the next crew battle, see what adjustments Podge has come up with for that. But yeah, I mean Oxford has to, whoever they send in is gonna have to put in their work now.
Yeah. Over this first match though, the team's going to be able to analyze together what's been going on with Delta Ross, what they can do to counteract them, even if it's not Podge himself.
Yeah, I mean,
so let's see who they're going to go with. Hopefully not random.
I mean,
very brave.
Okay, so it looks like it's going to be 1 blue.
Okay.
1 blue for Oxford.
They're coming in with the Luigi. Let's see how this goes. Luigi's plunger grab might be quite helpful here.
Yeah, that is the one move of Luigi's that does have a lot of range. Let's see how they use
Thankfully,
it.
so if this was Smash 4, he would not even have that.
Exactly. It's going to also help with perhaps catching Deltaros with the kick on the pin. And there is the I guess ST, I don't know what you want to call it, to make sure the stops are right for this crew battle.
So Delta Ross starting off with 2 since they lost 1 last match.
Okay.
Okay. Right.
Here we go. Yeah, there's the grab
Already
immediately. I mean, it is a threat to kill at 0,
again,
so
there we are.
of course it's going to be throwing out a lot. It's going to be a lot of damage, even though no grab at 0 means no kill, but those grab combos are still going to be devastating.
Luigi has some really nasty confirms off the grab, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean at all percents.
Tornado to back air.
To up B if you're feeling brave, because that kill was so early.
Or intercepting that pin there. Great read.
Yeah, it seems like Wombloo is trying to stuff out Deltaros's aerial approaches, but there it's Deltaros killing Wombloo in the air instead with that back air. We are in Town and City, so the blast zones are closer to the edge of the stage, so horizontal kills are going to be a threat here. Interesting that we are on the stage. I guess it's the closest to FD that Deltaros did not ban, as I believe they do get 3 bans. For the stage list. And there's the first time we see the Cyclone. Invincible at the start of it, so a good combo breaker, but easily baitable, so maybe that's why we haven't seen it. That back throw almost taking the stop, but not yet. And with 77% on Wombloo, Deltaros can threaten the stock as well, especially after missed punishes there.
Oh, what a great ledge trap.
He tries to go for the up B. I mean, you know, Luigi not the best movement speed, so hard to punish, and Deltaros another back air. This is a massive lead here.
It's not looking good for Wombloo or for Oxford.
Yeah, this could be a wash. I mean, it's just struggling to take the stock here.
Hopefully Wombloo can take 1 stock at least.
Yeah, I think Deltaros's movements in general, along with their use of aerials, has just been so good. Look at this string, 70%, and it's so much. There's the back throw, finally going to take that stock. I mean, that's vital, but
if Wombloo can make a comeback here, he can take out Deltaros.
Just need that grab. You know,
1 grab will do it.
You can tell Wombloo is looking for it, just sitting in shield and rolling, but Deltaros is not giving it to them.
Deltaros being very careful.
And this is a weakness of Luigi off stage. Has
Luigi
the jump
survive?
though, so you're fine. No, but Deltaros holds it. Okay, yeah, we can see it. Oh, doesn't quite get the correct hit of down air, and that's not going to lead to the patented 0 to death of Luigi. But this is
Starting
okay.
something up again.
Nah, that's going to be it. The Dragon Fang shot.
Be.
Deltaros has taken 6 stocks out of 9 in this crew battle, and
Still 1 remaining. Can Oxford get rid of Deltaros?
Yeah, I mean, does Cambridge even need their other players? This is just straight up, you know, a sweep.
See whether the Kazuya can take out the Corrin, the Sheik, and who's the last?
Cambridge does have 4 players listed, so
okay, so
they have E3 on the Wii Fit. Hit it down there, and that's not going to lead to the maybe we're going to see that final stop here. We see
but
this
this
was
is
starting to put things together, but now it's going to be it. Dragon Fang shot. Great beer versus Deltaros. Hadn't really thrown that Dragon Fang shot really liberally on landing with that kind of mix-up. So great saving that for a moment like that.
Expected.
Yeah. Oh wait, why was Zangrix on there? Zangrix, London Royman, quite well known.
Clearly gets around.
Yeah, no, well known for his pop-offs.
Popping up all the way to Cambridge or Oxford. I'm not sure whose switch it is. It might be a. Is this? It might be a switch from.
If it's from here, it makes sense.
Yeah.
If not, then it's probably from Tea Party or something.
It's very well travelled.
Yeah.
So now we're going to be seeing Kazuya against Korin.
Yeah. And as you know, we've talked about the disjoints as an issue for Kazuya, but if Kazuya gets in, it's over basically. As long as the combos are there, as long as the execution is right, that's
all
it.
DB needs is one hit at the start of this match. One hit and Deltaros is gone.
And even if the full combo does not connect and the kill is not secured, Kazuya does so much damage.
Yeah.
That, you know...
You can find one straight hit after that.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Korin will be gone.
Like, a missed combo for Kazuya does like 40% or something. And it's like, come on. Like you know, Swiss Tech, for example, and Sheik messes up a one hit in a combo, and like the combo did 20 instead of 30. You know?
Minute long combo.
Yeah.
It's like throwing leaves.
Every hit does like 4 or 5%. You know, Kazuya is doing like 15 every hit.
Yeah, incredible.
We've seen that Deltaros just great control over their character. All the disjoints, the movement.
So speedy too. This precise spacing at incredible speed.
And very good at avoiding hits when they are at kill percent. We saw Deltaros living to 150% multiple times for quite a while throughout this group battle so far. And so we are on small battlefield. Very an interesting pick. Okay, maybe it's a mistake, yeah.
Okay.
Not sure why. There could be many reasons. I'd be quite surprised to see Kazuya go to this stage, unless, of course, the FD, Catalyst, and Town are all banned. But perhaps it is a smaller stage, so it allows Kazuya. Okay, I guess it is correct. Allows Kazuya to be in close quarters with their opponent for most of the game.
Yeah.
So hopefully that should.
Not much space to get away to for Korin. So Kazuya can just get in that one jab or up tilt.
Yeah, perhaps like this. I would say this is a more high variance play, just because the platforms might mess up DB if it doesn't work out, but of course more likely to get hits in. So let's see, as Deltaros throws away 2 of their stocks.
Is this the optimal way to lose your stocks?
Yeah, that was actually really efficient SD.
Incredibly
You know.
fast.
Okay, here we go. And immediately with the electric, doesn't quite get it, and the parry as well.
Deltaros surviving.
Okay, great platform movement here from Deltaros. Able to get these hits in from the platforms.
DB nearly with the tech chase.
Yeah, as we said, just sometimes these stray hits, you can throw them out because, you know, a lot of these moves from Kazuya also have iframes, so that does help in some of these disjoint matchups. But, you know, really great movement from Deltaros there. We saw the pin into the instant jump.
Oh, what a parry.
See anything from this ledge trap here. Kazuya is pretty heavy, so it will take
hit.
a while to kill, but there's the pin! That's gonna do it. That's one of the moves that will threaten to kill at that percent. Perhaps the only one from Korin. And that is now 7 stocks. The weak hit of the up smash not quite doing it, but there's the upper on the chase. DB finally eliminates Deltaros. And has 2 stocks left to take away 6 from Cambridge. So this is gonna be quite a hill to climb. But if any character is gonna do it, it's Kazuya.
Yeah, the Scourge finally eliminated, but it's
disconnecting your pro controllers, of course.
don't want any stray inputs there.
Yeah. If you bring your pro controller to a tournament, make sure to disconnect it. They're making sure to do it here.
You can bring a USB cable with you to make it easier to pair to the next switch.
Not true. Yeah.
Always do make sure to unpair after you're finished.
Yeah. Make sure bring a USB-C cable. Yeah, I definitely don't have friends that forget or don't have a USB-C cable, and I have to bring it for them. Anyway.
You're showing up with your code, you know, for the, we have some cables.
I know, like, a lot of pro condos just started to have theirs modded to be like a GameCube.
Oh, is this more common now? I heard about
like
this
a GameCube, I can't remember, Pro GCC.
Pro to GCC.
Yeah. So, because they think it's better to like have a wired connection, but they like the feel of the Pro controller, and there is an extra like shoulder button, so I guess that does help.
Yeah. Personally, I think the Pro controller is one of the most comfortable controllers ever created. On the other hand, we have the GameCube controller, which is what I most frequently use. But
I mean,
That thing is not ergonomic.
It's not, but it's so nice. And it sounds really nice,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Like, sometimes I hear controller sounds of people playing Ultimate. And then I hear controller sounds of people playing Melee. And it's so much nicer. Especially because like everyone's on a GameCube on Melee, right?
Yeah.
And the sounds are just really nice. I mean,
You go on YouTube, you can find Melee ASMR.
true.
It
yeah.
is there.
I like that. But yeah, let's see who Cambridge sends in. They do have, again, 4 players listed, so they could send
So we'll either be seeing
Swiss Stack,
With the
E3,
Sheik
or
or-
Viv.
yeah.
E3 on the Wii Fit, and I'm not sure who Viv plays,
Viv.
but
Yeah, I can't remember actually.
but
I did
again,
play against her earlier.
yeah, they do have. I mean,
Oh, we're seeing Viv.
Cambridge does have a lead. Okay, Viv on the Villager.
Villager, okay.
So this might be
Wow.
quite frustrating for DB to play against. I mean,
Really talking about range.
Yeah.
Villager takes that to the max.
what happened there? But yeah, Villager throws a lot of projectiles out. The one thing that will help Kazuya and DB is that reflector kick. But let's see how much of that is put to use, because those slingshots, I don't know how much worth there is in reflecting those.
The reflector does increase the damage so
Yes.
much so.
Yeah, the
So-
Lloyd Rocket's going to be a problem, actually, but remember that Villager... Oh, we see the reflector kick immediately coming out, but Viv does have the pocket she can deploy to counteract that reflect. But interesting...
Pocket is super strong Lloyd rocket.
Yeah. We are an FD, I mean, quite favored by both of these characters, so might actually be a problem for DB trying to get in here. We can see all the projectiles coming out, and you know, you can reflect these moves, but you know, you can just jump over it as Viv. She's doing a great job here. Full stage control. And Kazuya not with the best jump squad, so it's actually not easy to jump over
Wow.
these. Uses the race drive to go
Armoring
through the
through.
Lloyd Rocket. Yeah, that move is quite a move.
Yeah, amazing strength, fast. Does it have super armor? Is that right?
It is invincibility. And there's the forward. Yeah, okay, the threat of the forward smash there. Viv, full stage control there. Very hard for DB to get back on the stage. And Oxford is on their final stock of this first game of this crew battle.
Can DB hold it out?
Yeah, I mean, this would be quite the comeback. At this point, you have to think that DB and Oxford are just trying to gather
That's that
data,
one.
perhaps, on Viv. And there's the reflected lower rocket, but it's not going to do it even at 120%. This is quite difficult. We haven't seen any kind of patented Kazuya combos just because of how difficult Viv has made it for DB to get in.
Wow.
But there's the kick.
What is that angle?
Oh, brilliant spike!
That amazing Nair spike.
Yeah, that angle from that forward tilt is so difficult to come back from. And even though Villager's recovery goes very far, it's quite slow. It doesn't have a hitbox. So
Sets up for a perfect
yeah,
edge guard. for
great
DB there.
recognition from DB to execute and get that edge guard because it's vital at this point.
See DB trying to take some space here.
Actually, that was a really interesting kind of air dodge down to... Oh, is that going to be a kill? Not quite. But yeah, we can see DB's trying to work out the movement around the Lloyd Rocket. Putting in the reflector sometimes, but sometimes just jumping over it, but making use of the air dodge because Viv has punished these jumps quite efficiently so far. And there's
Wow,
another kick.
F-tilt.
And, okay, DB's starting to string this together here, gather momentum, and as Kazuya, that's really important. This could be very dangerous. Brilliant DI out from Viv.
Again, one hit
Yeah.
and it could all be over for Viv.
Yeah, gotta be very careful here. And wow,
What a
the
trade.
trade, but this is actually helping DB
No, what?
because the race drive is unlocked. There's the the electric. Oh my god, this is
Just
so
feel
scary.
This could be the comeback of the century.
Okay, is that it? There it is,
Wow.
the race drive. Oh my goodness, what a comeback!
DB
from
clutching
DB.
it out.
The jab into the race drive. I mean, we saw like the tail of that matchup in 2 halves. You know, first half Viv was doing such a good job keeping DB out. Just so
Yeah.
scary. And DB had
This
no
could be the
agency
comeback of the century.
in the entire game. And then okay, is that it? Strings together a few hits, get some There momentum. it is,
Wow.
race drive. Oh my. But yeah, I mean, DB has brought this to kind of a final game.
Yeah.
Um,
It'll be 1 stock against 3 though.
Yeah.
DB will have 3 in a row.
I mean, back to 0%. That was a 1 to 3 stock comeback just now, so
Yeah.
it's not out of the range of possibility
Can you
here.
do it one more time? That's the question.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we have to imagine probably. I mean, Swiss Stack, I imagine, is Cambridge's best player. You know, does very well at locals and regionals. But that is a scary matchup, you know. Sheik Kazuya,
Yeah.
she can absolutely run Kazuya's show if she gets the right hits in.
Kazuya pretty
and
big,
plays-
pretty beefy, easy to combo.
Yeah, and Kazuya is known, like, one of the major weaknesses people generally talk about is Kazuya's disadvantage. Not many tools to get out of it, slow jumps. And Sheik is known for having one of the best advantage states in the game. But the thing is, Sheik is really light, and Kazuya does a lot of damage and can kill really easily, as we just saw, so that could be scary. Cambridge could go for the more, again, that projectile kind of
Using
slow
the
route with
needles.
E3 and refit.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see what they pick, because it was looking very good for them, but this is still a pick that matters and can be very scary.
Yeah. All to play for. And even though DB ended last match at very high percent, 120, he's going to start off again, fully refreshed, ready to take on 3 stocks.
Yeah. And I think the one good thing is that with only 1 stock, I believe there's only 1 potential use of Rage Drive. We saw like 2 of it just in the previous game because of the 2 stocks.
And once you use one of those strong moves, that will remove your rage drive.
Yeah. And that's if you even get the chance to use it.
If you give it before then, that's it.
Or I think also if enough damage is applied to you.
Do you lose rage
Yes.
drive? Okay. Similar to Arsene and many other combat mechanics.
Yes, I believe it is a. I know there is a kind of damage, and but also the more times you attempt to use it as Kazuya as well, and it whiffs, it also accelerates how quickly you'll lose it as well.
Right, so it's going to decrease that time.
Yeah, it's kind of like a wish time as well in that sense. Yeah.
Right.
So you do have to be kind of tactical when you can throw it out, but Kazuya has so many confirms into it.
Yeah.
We even saw a jab into the race drive, like there is so much. So
If DB can hold out and remain at low percent until the last stock, take a bit more and get into his rage drive, that would be ideal.
exactly.
Let's see how that goes.
Yeah, I guess Cambridge is probably deliberating on who to send in.
Deciding a choice of 3.
Yeah, and you know the stage is probably going to matter as well. We saw that Viv opted for FD there, and it was working, but it's a very swingy stage because of the nature of that matchup. I can't imagine either of E3 or Swiss Deck is going to opt for a flat stage because that's very heavily favored for Kazuya, especially against those characters. I mean, she performs well on all stages in most matchups. It's dependent on preference mostly. We have to imagine some platforms are coming.
Yeah.
And we can see E3 has been sent in here, opting to go for this more projectile-oriented matchup, but Refit does have the potential to have Kazuya level damage output with the deep breathing. We can see devastating combos, a lot of Wii Fits in the UK as well, so let's see if DB has any experience in this matchup.
So we might be seeing a lot of footballs here from Wii Fit.
Yeah, but we can see a lot of, perhaps Kazuya reflecting it back as well, so...
Yeah. Doesn't even have to be with his own reflector. He
Yeah,
can
just
kick
kick
it.
it, yeah. Yeah, we can already see E3 is trying to get the deep breathing online, has done so, but this laser is a threat from long range, so we're going to have to be quite careful here. And there's the first hit there, not quite, but misses the tech, and DB is still following up here.
Pressure's still on.
Yeah, E3 is going to have to disengage. Brilliant nair up smash conversion there.
Look at how much damage that does.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are longer combos you can get as Wii Fit, but if you're this far ahead in stocks, you want to get the guaranteed damage, the easy
Play it
combos.
safe.
Yeah,
Play it easy.
and we can see that E3's already gotten DB up to 67%. You have to imagine this is at least halfway there for getting the stock in Kazuya. But it's gonna have to be careful here because DB is throwing out these kill options and is threatening to take the stock right here, perhaps with this corner pressure. And there's the
Wow,
up
what a
smash to trade, but 120%.
DB's rage drive coming out already.
Yeah, I mean, this could be quite dangerous. Immediately throws it out. Okay, he's not going to save it for perhaps a last hit scenario. Just wants to get the damage out there. Start threatening the stock immediately. Because at 56%, DB can take the stock. Really crouch dash to get around the projectile, but not quite there. We're going to see a less trap scenario from E3. Commits quite hard to the dash attack, but still is maintaining the stage control.
DB's still hanging on.
Just a B.
Barely
That
missing confirm.
wouldn't quite have done it, and the back is going to trade with the up smash, and that's going to do it. Cambridge is going to take it. Much scarier than they thought it would be from the offset, but it's still a 2-stock victory for Cambridge in this first game of the best of 3. Just a B.
Barely
That,
missing
and you can
confirm.
see that. Quite have done it, and the back is going to trade with the up smash, and that's going to do it. Cambridge is going to take it. But it could have been very dangerous there. You know, if DP takes that stock, we've seen Kazuya just racks up the damage so quickly.
Could have taken it back.
Yeah. So I mean, even though Cambridge did take that first game, the momentum Oxford gained from that, and probably morale as well in terms of the team, probably going to do wonders for them into this second game. They're probably going to have to figure out something with Deltaros because they did such a good job to 7 stocks.
Yeah. More than pulling their weight.
Yeah.
It will be interesting to see whether both teams start off with the same players, Deltaros versus Podge again, or if they might switch it up. Is it still blind picks for the second game?
I believe it should
Most
be.
likely.
I mean, it'd be interesting to see if there is some kind of like counter pick thing going on with this best of 3. But I can imagine it shouldn't matter too much. I mean, if Oxford wants to send in DB earlier, that could work. But again, even in DB's game with Deltaros, it was quite even. So sending in DB too early, I'm not sure about that. Definitely an option they should explore. But all 3 seem to, I mean, Deltaros just all over them.
Yeah.
So
Deltaros taking so many stocks so safely, so consistently.
yeah, I guess Cambridge don't even have to send a Swiss tech. They might use him for this game just to get him some time.
Yeah, Swiss stack on the back burner here. Just relax. None of that adrenaline yet.
Yeah, I mean,
Players from last time might be a bit shaky. Still working it off after that high's gone down.
yeah. And I mean, it's all about character matchups too. I guess Cambridge does have the opportunity to like choose who of the 4 to send in at any point. So I guess that is a slight advantage, but sometimes, you know, having more options might work to their detriment. You might overthink it. And then if you make the wrong pick, you might spend time regretting that pick as well, instead of just focusing on the task ahead. So there's a lot of things going on here, a lot of intricacies with a crew battle. But at the end of the day, you just got to take the stocks and figure out this core if you're Oxford. But honestly, if you're Cambridge, you do have to have a game plan against this Kazuya. DB was on a roll, so
Might be good to keep Deltaros in reserves for when DB comes out, when Oxford is forced to play DB.
yeah, that might be the best course of action.
Oxford here not really seems to have too many characters to fight against the disjoints from.
Yeah,
Here.
and I mean, you have to imagine Greninja is actually the best character pick, but we saw that Deltaros seemed very familiar in that matchup.
Did so well. We might see Puff from Podge this time. Not sure how much that will help against Corin.
Yeah, okay, well, it looks
You did
like they are
mention
sending
earlier.
in DB in first, and against Swiss Tech, okay, it looks like perhaps the 2 headliner players for both of these universities going at it to start the second match of this best of 3
Second
group battle.
match,
I'm not
best
sure
of
what to
3.
call it.
So I don't think we can call it games anymore.
Yeah.
can we?
And here we go.
So
Gonna go
small battle
right
points.
into it. There's no stocks to lose here. Oh my goodness, what's going on? Just look at the
Up,
smash
down,
attack.
up, down.
Pick move the C stick in any direction you want. You will get some kind of hit, and this is 115% unanswered for DB so far. That Nito's gonna get some percent on the board here, but wow, what a start for DB and Oxford. So
Taking
wow.
a stock already.
Yeah, the
DB
momentum
looking strong here.
momentum carrying over perhaps from the previous crew battle. This is so much. Perhaps this is why we saw Cambridge not send Swiss Tech in at the end of last crew battle. Good thing they sent E3 in.
Oh, Swiss Stack starting one of these long combos off.
Yeah, but only 44%. And okay,
After so long too.
yeah,
Sheik's moves.
starting to get this advantage state going here. The thing is, even though she doesn't necessarily get all the damage in the guaranteed combos, wow, great bouncing fish and just barely gonna take the stock.
Evening it out.
Sheik follows so well disadvantages, and Swiss Tech has such a mastery of his character that you know, are able to erase that really early deficit in an instant. We're going to see, yes, the down to forward air into the up air, but misses the follow-up there, and this is going to be dangerous at 75%.
Or DB with his opening.
Is that going to be
stock?
Nah, the platform's going to get in the way. And it's kind of that up percent where you're not sure if up B, as Kazuya is going to kill. So you're going to try him for that up smash. Doesn't quite connect, and Sheik is going to escape your grasp.
Yeah, the platform's working against Kazuya here, as we said before.
Oh wow, the rapid jab actually working. Kazuya does have a tough guy, but perhaps it wasn't the air that...
Killing with the gentleman.
Yeah, I mean, at that percent, most things would kill Sheik. This is the tough part about the matchup. Once you reach a certain percent, everything from Kazuya is the threat to kill. No matter how good your movement is, you're probably going to get hit at some point. Brilliant down tilt by Swiss Tech with the crouching forward to avoid DB's moves. Crouching is really good against Kazuya, but
What a tech chase.
yeah, DB is really riding the momentum here. 65%. Swiss Tech needs the stock here. Yeah, there again, the crouch is going to avoid a lot of these moves from Kazuya. And the trade, barely not going to kill. Swiss Tech needed that to kill, but catches the jump with that lingering neutral air. Brilliant edge guard from Swiss Tech there.
DB losing his rage drive there too, even though it was on board. This last stock's going to be
Great
a lot
point.
harder
We're going to
now.
see a long combo here. Goes to the grab. Perhaps not entirely true. That's going to cost him, but brilliant platform mix-up there. Empty hop into the late neutral air. DB expecting a rising aerial. And helps Swiss Tech even up the stock here. We're seeing Swiss Tech play a bit more reserved and employing a lot of these crouches. Kind of akin to Puff crouching in Melee. Kind of bait a whiff punish there. Okay, there's the jab, and this is, we're entering last hits territory here. Gonna have to avoid that. There's the neutral into the bouncing fish, and that's gonna do it. Brilliant comeback from Swiss Tech. You have to avoid those setups from Sheik. That late neutral air is one of them, and one of the many that was a threat in that moment. Is we're entering last hits perhaps territory exactly here. Gonna have to avoid that. There's the neutral into the bouncing fish, and that's gonna think Swiss Tech would commit again. But yeah, lost his scenario, but that doesn't really matter.
First game. And now Swiss Tech is going to be back on low percent.
Exactly. As you've said many times, the percents are reset. Swiss Tech has another entire stock to play with, and we saw that if Swiss Tech gets the right hits in, you know, can run away with the stock, especially with that advantage of Sheik.
Sheik so light, so fast, weaving around Kazuya's moves there, using the crouch to great advantage.
Yeah, and you know, you have to. It's going to be tough for Oxford because it is a much better start than last crew battle.
But still, ultimately a lost first game.
Yeah, and you know, you have to imagine DB is kind of their star player, and to lose in the first game. I mean, Swiss Tech is very good, but with the lead DB had, you've got to feel that kind of got away from them.
You've got to be feeling that as a team right now. That you were so close.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to move on. Oxford is, you know, facing elimination here because it is a best of 3. They will have to win this game. Win this crew battle. And between Podge and Womblue, they're gonna have to put in their work here. I would guess it might be, I don't know, Womblue perhaps. I mean, Luigi's downbeat is quite proficient at breaking up Sheik's pressure.
And Sheik being quite light, he will die quite early to that.
And I imagine Greninja and Sheik are actually quite similar characters, so it might be quite difficult.
Also those ninjas.
Yeah. They do find it quite hard to kill, especially in the matchup against each other, because they're both very hard to hit, very slippery. But let's see what Oxford has decided here. Okay, yes, they've gone
Womblue
to
coming in with the
Womblue.
Luigi. Again, one of those characters, as we said earlier, that can just completely annihilate a stock.
Yeah.
If Womblue can get his one grab on Sheik at the start, they'll be able to move on to Cambridge's next player.
Yeah, and I mean the stage pick will probably play a factor in this. You have to imagine Swiss Tech has banned out the FD Calypso and Town, the kind of flat stages, which doesn't give you platforms to avoid Luigi's grab. We've seen that Luigi has been able to make it work, even at the top level. Luigi has beaten Mr. R convincingly before. So let's see, we're back onto small battlefield here, trying to keep in close quarters. Let's see what One Blue can do. Okay, just gonna agree at a time. 45, I imagine. Yes.
Oh, there we are.
Here we go, and yes, immediately, yes, One Blue is always starting at that grab, but I mean, with the risk reward, you kind of have to.
There's no way you don't.
Ooh, yeah, brilliant double back here. The edge guard is so powerful here. Brilliant up B, and Swistek won an early stock. Such good edge guards here. That is the one area where she can really excel in this matchup. Is the edge guards.
And where Luigi really struggles.
And yeah, that up B is so powerful from Sheik. So, One Blue not off to a great start here. Already losing a stock. Oh, the up air drag down gonna help Swistek gain even more percent. Running away with it.
Another edge guard.
Not gonna get it there, but it's still such a great position here. And ooh, okay, just barely survives. But is there gonna be an edge guard here? There's the back air. There we go. Brilliant needles to stop the momentum off the side B. Keep One Blue stuck off stage. And because Luigi doesn't have the best horizontal drift or recovery, kind of sitting duck in that position. And Swistek is absolutely running away with it here. Tries to get the forward bouncing fish, but okay, that Cyclone is going to break up some pressure. But yeah, One Blue just hasn't had any opportunities in this game. Just hasn't been able to find any openings. Mainly just kind of breaking up Swistek's pressure. But again, it's Swistek with all the... Okay, there it is, the up smash. So
very swift and easy. Up smash out of shield when you least expect it.
Yeah, that's one of Luigi's powerful options there. You have to be careful, especially with Sheik. You don't have a lot of range, just kind of breaking moves, Swistek's pressure, but again, safe. But again, all the kind of
not that safe.
Okay, yeah, exactly. But as I was saying, like One Blue was able to take that stock, but a lot of it was because a lot of One Blue's openings in general was because of Swistek engaging.
Yeah.
Wasn't able to have
breaking out with these cyclones a lot, but not able to create pressure himself.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, that's also kind of part of the matchup. Sheik is very good at dictating the pace and choosing when to engage. Luigi much less so, especially against Sheik. But not a lot of like back airs thrown out by One Blue to kind of deny space. Swistek kind of had free reign mostly.
Yeah.
But that's out of the way. One Blue was able to finally take that stock. Losing two, but you know what's important is they took the stock. It's Luigi. They could still turn the tides. Yeah,
they can all come back. So now, Oxford has this last stock from Luigi left, and then
Hodge,
or
Puff.
Or Puff. You never know.
Yeah. And I mean, Cambridge still has Deltos again, who took 7 stocks in the first crew battle. So this is
very successfully taking out both Hodge and Neil taking out One Blue.
Okay, but we're going to see Cambridge is going to Viv on the Lucina this time, not the Villager, opting for a Distorted character, which proved to be very useful in the previous crew battle against One Blue. Let's see what she can do. I mean, because Villager, I mean, both would have been decent matchups here, but it's probably also a comfort pick, perhaps. Because, I mean, in this game, there's so many characters, and like, everyone talks about theory of matchups, but probably what's more important is your own comfort in matchups. Just because something is winning doesn't mean that you should be picking it if you're more comfortable in another matchup.
If you have more experience, or if you... Sometimes things are easier to execute, but matchups consider at the highest level, considering perfect execution.
Okay, we saw a grab opening from One Blue, but not able to convert, got the downer, but the nair afterwards, but not the correct hit. So One Blue not having the best execution, and you kind of need that at this point, being so far down. And we can see that Viv has just full control over all the interactions here, especially with Lucina's movement and sword. It's going to be quite difficult for One Blue, but has stage control now, so it's going to have to make something out of this ledge trap to get some agency in this game. But it's off stage now. Edgeguard is so powerful! Okay, it doesn't opt to go for the kind of the all-in off stage, but has a lot of stocks to play with here. Throwing out these F smashes, but you can afford to do that when you're this high up, especially as One Blue hasn't shown to have necessarily the incredible execution required to get those early stocks. Okay, there's a Cyclone, not gonna quite kill yet. Viv not getting mixed up with the DI, but there's the up smash again.
Another up smash out of shield.
So Wombloo is starting to take some stocks here and is keeping this very competitive. Are we going to see something? Doesn't get the correct hit down there once again. And Viv is going to look to take the stock right here. Oh, again, this up smash is actually doing really well. I mean, it does have iframes at the start, and Luigi does duck down quite low, but the back from Viv is going to take the stock and take out Wombloo. It's honestly only a matter of time there.
Yeah.
With Wombloo not kind of getting the grab combos out quite low, but if you keep having the Viv, it's going to take the stock. Eventually, one of those is going to kill, especially that backer, which is really strong. We saw the Cyclone did come out. Perhaps just after the iframes or just before the iframes, that backer connected. So now once again Oxford's on down to the last player. 2 stock deficit.
So Podge here against either, well actually Lucina's locked in now for Viv, so Podge will most likely pick Greninja.
Yeah, I mean considering again this is a matchup that pretty much unanimously across both player bases Greninja does win. Lucina is quite floaty, so which means that any jumps she does in neutral are quite committal. Greninja is very low to the ground and very grounded.
We're saying grounded, ready to kind of
with punish. It's just Lucina has to be very careful, play very safe and neutral. And another thing is the edge guarding potential.
Lucina with quite a linear recovery.
Yeah, mainly
although
that
dolphin slash goes very high. There's only really one way to get back to the ledge.
Exactly, and knowing that as Greninja, you can very easily intercept Lucina before that upbeat is an option. And once you take the double jump, that's pretty much it.
Lucina's gone.
Yeah, so...
and on the other hand, Greninja with quite a good recovery, you can have a lot of mix-ups. Horizontal from low. Yeah.
The one thing is that there is no hitbox on the Hydro Pump, so stuff like reverse upbeat from Lucina or neutral air because of how long it lasts are options. But again, it's not something you would want to go for unless you really have kind of the read in your opponent, because getting reversaled and getting edge guard yourself, and as we've said, Greninja edge guard Lucina very well. It's not something you would want to risk as Lucina.
And most likely we'll see a lot more ledge trapping.
Yeah, because Lucina is very good at ledge trapping and corner pressure, and with the lead that Cambridge has too, with 2 stocks, you can kind of afford to play it safe and go for these ledge traps, maintain the stage control, because if you kind of suffocate Greninja into the corner, don't give him space, he can't really work that with punishy, hard to hit playstyle that they're known for.
Let's see if Viv is able to take stage control in that way.
And here we go. And yeah, there's that back air, but goes for the up air there. Probably more of a back air would have worked there. But here we go.
A really aggressive start from Podge here.
Yeah, I mean, what you want to do is put Lucina into the air with your 2-piece combos and then follow in disadvantage because of how long it takes Lucina to fall to the ground, and Greninja being really good at catching landings here, but Lucina is very good at the save. This up tilt will stuff out Greninja's landings because Greninja doesn't have the best aerial drift once he's in the air. Mainly just that double jump and shuriken to mix up the landing timings, not a lot of horizontal mix-ups going on. But yeah, these platforms are helping Viv make these landings happen, providing an extra layer of mix-up for Podge to consider, and that is Podge not always going to pull the trigger on a follow-up because of that.
Great sharking there from Podge. Lucina having trouble landing, as you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, and again, like this Greninja forward air, Podge is throwing out, not always with the intention of hitting, but kind of denying space. Oh, that second hit, the up smash.
Killing off the side.
Yeah, probably not the intended purpose, but I mean, that is also an option for Greninja because of where the hitbox is. But yeah, Greninja kind of wants to deny space and force you into certain scenarios. And there's a lot of tools for doing that, but Lucina with the forward smash.
F smash.
Yeah, I mean, catching landings has been the name of this game here for both of them. Let's see, yeah, these platforms. Oh wow, I can't imagine that was, if it was intentional, very smart, but
Shadow Sneak.
yeah, not the.
Finally a drag down combo.
Yeah, misses the jab block as well because Viv was behind. Not sure if that was SDI or just DI, or perhaps just one of these like inconsistencies.
Yeah, unfortunate misexecution.
But once again, the forward smash landing into the backer off stage.
Excellent edge guard.
So yeah, I mean, you mentioned the potential for edge guard, and there we see it come to fruition. And now Oxford is onto their very last stock because, again, they are down 1-0 in this best of 3.
If Podge can get one good edge guard and take it back.
Yeah, you know, at this percent, not really the confirms you have is Greninja. Down tilt forward might be the only thing because it looks like it's out of range for down tilt up smash.
And dash attack sending a bit too far away too.
Yeah, I mean, what it does allow for is, again, dash attack. It forces your opponent to jump or air dodge. If they want to avoid the forward air, you are then able to follow after that. Wow, brilliant! Holy forward smash! Podge really bringing up the clutch
Amazing
there.
Smash to take it.
Yeah, kind of. We saw the dash into the forward smash behind. If they want to avoid kind of like a bait, as you can see here, able to kind of a bait. Wow, brilliant! Holy forward smash option.
Really forcing out that roll.
Yeah, we can see, and we know that jumping can be committal.
Yeah.
From Lucina, as we've discussed. So Viv's trying to pick a roll there, but unfortunately it's just the wrong option. Sometimes,
Podge ready for it.
yeah, sometimes like what you pick as a player that gets you punished isn't necessarily the bad option. Someone just read it, or someone just read you, played better.
These are the levels, the conditioning.
Exactly, and you know, you can't really be mad at that roll. It's just Podge read you. I mean, maybe if it was just lucky or they had the read, you got to move on, and it's still brilliantly in for Cambridge, 3 stocks to 1. Once again, actually, so similar scenario here, but
let's see whether Podge can take this momentum into the next game and have a different outcome from last match.
Probably gonna have to put in a bit more work to perform what Kasia can,
Yeah.
but you never know.
We're going to be seeing a lot more neutral, I think.
Yeah, I mean, again, if Podge can get together these really good advantage states and vortexing their opponent, it's possible, but you have to imagine Deltoros is being sent in here.
Yeah.
And I mean,
You
again,
see these big disjoints against Greninja again.
yeah, the matchup, like, it should be possible, but we saw in their previous encounter that Deltoros is very proficient in this matchup. So
See whether Podge has been able to make any adjustments.
Yeah.
Actually seeing E3
Okay.
Wii Fit instead.
So
Something new for Podge.
yeah, this is going to be a curveball. I have to imagine it's going to be a lot of game of how's Podge going to get in, how's E3 going to stop Podge from getting in. And one thing is that Greninja's advantage state doesn't really have much threat if your opponent's always on the ledge. And that's kind of Wii Fit's home. You know, you can get like a dash check into back air, but like there's not much else you can get. You can threaten edge guards, but you're not going to get as much percent as you would if your opponent is kind of staying center stage and you get the opening there. But let's see what E3 does here. After a great start already. Okay, tries to get the up tilt confirmed there. That's Podge.
Great mashing to get out of that berry. Wii Fit at her home already on the ledge.
Yes.
Whoa.
Ooh, one of these weird multi-hit. Yeah, sometimes these multi-hit carries you really far. That's actually gonna give Podge the stage control there. But he's
These
running.
balls really dangerous.
Yeah, the shuriken is gonna be a thorn in E3's side for these footballs, but
Throwing them right back at
yeah,
E3.
at this percent doesn't even really need them. Can kind of just throw at the neutral piece sparingly, but it's mainly just these stray hits. Because Wii Fit does have good knockback potential, good kill power on stray hits. That F tilt is one of them, the back air is another. Probably gonna see at least some of them come out to play here.
And E3's built up damage so quickly, Podge already on his last legs.
Yeah, it's gonna be really tough to avoid everything. The F tilt's gonna do it.
To take it.
And yeah, Cambridge has done it with a 2-0.
It's a very convincing victory there.
Yeah, not quite as scary as the last time. To avoid everything, the F tilt's gonna do it. Greninja as opposed to Kazuya.
Yeah.
But E3 has to anchor both times, sealing out quite convincingly. It was always gonna be a mountain to climb, and you know, not a lot of time for Podge to kind of get a footing in that matchup.
Yeah.
It is kind of one of those matchups you have to spend a bit of time in, like the first part of a game, getting used to, knowing
And the opponent too, specifically.
Yeah, exactly. The Wii Fit trainers' habits, how they're mixing up all these things.
Especially since Podge hadn't played against E3 before.
Yeah, exactly. So we saw like there was just no chance.
Great pick from Cambridge.
Yeah, and you know, Cambridge just always had the lead basically. Never relinquished it after game ones in both the crew battles. So.
Yeah. And that lead just kept getting wider in the second match as it went on.
Exactly. I think the nature of Oxford characters also led into that. You know, Kazuya and Luigi very
unfortunate matchups.
Yeah, and also the characters that like they can make the comeback, but if you have the lead, you don't have to. You can play in a way that doesn't give them the opportunity for the comeback at all.
Yeah.
And we saw that a lot with Swiss Stack and Wonblue, just never giving Wonblue the chance to do anything at all. And so if you don't give Luigi any kind of agency, there's no chance of early stocks. You're gonna extend your lead. And so Cambridge, brilliant character picks, brilliant play from their players.
Yeah.
And Oxford, there was signs of life in both of those group battles.
Very close near the end. It was last player versus last player each time.
But it's just, again, as you said, the gap grew, and at the end it was too much of a mountain to climb.
Yeah.
So yeah, great stuff to Cambridge for winning the Smash Brothers Ultimate Crew Battle.
Excellent play from both teams. Hopefully we'll be able to see larger crew battles next year as time goes on.
Because I know that I think both sides have more players. Particularly Cambridge does have a top 10, potentially top 5 player in the region. Wins a lot of events here in London actually, Tekka. Also goes by Kendrick Olimar. 10 out of 10 tag.
But doesn't play Olimar, is that right?
No, it doesn't. Yeah, it does not play Olimar. It plays Youngling, but very, very good player from Cambridge. So
of the game.
yeah, wins a lot of events here. I mean, Swiss Tech can attest to that as well because Tekka wins events in Cambridge as well. But didn't even need him. But Oxford probably also has players not available here, considering this is the end of term.
Yeah, we're in the vacation now.
Yeah.
Some people living slightly further away move back to other parts of the UK and the world.
So yeah, I mean, that's just how it goes, but you know, Cambridge wins the first edition. We might see something next year. We might also see stuff with, I mean, the London University Smash Hub does run events. I'm plugging this, I am part of the committee.
I think that'll be an excellent thing to...
We run events, we run university events before, and we've been looking to do kind of a university cruise event. We weren't able to get that done before the end of the term, but we are looking to do it before the end of the academic year. So we're hoping to get universities from London and outside of London in on that. So, I mean, stay tuned. And yeah, I mean, it's really good to have all these university crew battles kind of things, because Smash is very 1v1 focused.
Yeah.
And so this kind of fosters kind of a team.
To have this team element is really great. Another thing with the team element, doubles, we've seen, that would be nice to see too.
Yeah.
An entirely different dynamic though, to both singles and crew battles.
Yeah, and doubles in Ultimate not as pushed as, you know, doubles in other previous
like
Smash games.
Or
But you know, at the same time, it is more unexplored in that regard. So yeah, as you said, it'll be quite interesting to see that kind of thing. Hopefully, we'll see more players and the format at Varsity grow. But yeah, I mean, that's been Smash at the Oxford Cambridge Varsity. Cambridge takes it 2-0 with two, I mean, last player victories, so it was decently close in the end, but I mean, that's going to do it.
Live. Okay, hello everyone and welcome back to the Cambridge Oxford Varsity Match 2023. Alongside Steph, of course, our Smash MVP Delta. How did you feel today's series went as well? Cambridge are now 2 up on the day.
I'm pretty happy. I know the Pokemon team, they're putting in great work, and I'm just happy I could be part of the Cambridge sweep.
And in general as well, what were your expectations coming into today's series? Because briefly we spoke on stage with the captains and we were kind of like, you know, here and there, hits or miss, but are we able to see into your mind as to how everything unfolded?
Well, yeah, I heard that the Oxford team, they were sort of having troubles getting people to come along, so I think I was pretty comfortable coming in, but they put up a really good fight. I think they did a great job, and I'm pretty happy with how it went.
And in terms of the level as well of Cambridge Smash Bros, what sort of is the level that you guys are playing at day in, day out frequently? Do you guys compete anywhere else, or is it more of just like a, you know, once a year we just come along and steamroll Oxford?
No, Cambridge actually has one of the most competitive Smash sort of scenes in the UK. We have a lot of top players there, so we get a lot of practice on the regular. So I think it's sort of a big part thanks to that. That's why we have so much success, I think. Yeah.
Of course. And one more question as well. It's very short and sweet. I'll ask you what your favourite character is in Smash Bros. And why. It could be meta, it could be off meta. Just tell me your answer.
Well, I think I'm very tempted to go with my main Corrin, but I think personally my favourite is probably Joker. I think he's just really fun, very stylish, I think.
Stylish, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that concludes it here on the stage, of course. Alongside with Steve, thank you very much. Now, of course, up next with Valorant Walkouts, and of course, Cambridge with Oxford and Valorant. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you very soon.